Welcome to the Morning Cup of Culture Show. I'm your host, Brooke Black. This is a community of inclusiveness, diversity, and belonging through social justice, culture, and music. I have a very dear friend with me here today. His name is JustUs, mayor of the underground, representation of Respect the Underground. Bro, you have so many titles. Like, where do I begin?
Man of many hats.
Man of many hats?
Rarely wear any.
Where did you get the title Mayor of the Underground?
The Mayor of the Underground was a gift. That title was passed down by former Mayor of Phoenix, Greg Stanton, currently sitting in U.S. Congress, soon to be Governor of Arizona. He was kind enough to oblige us with the honor of inaugurating Hip Hop Day at the 3rd Annual Arizona Hip Hop Festival. And when we did a drop for the festival at City Hall, he said it. He said it in that drop, and then he said it in a radio interview. And it became like a running joke because he introduced me as the real mayor, the mayor of the underground, which that just took me back. He's just so humble to do that. So it just stuck. It stuck after that. Everybody started calling me that. What's up, mayor? What's up, mayor? And if a nickname is given, it is a gift. So it means more, it carries more weight. If you choose your rap name or you choose your nickname, it's kind of corny. So I never chose a rap name or a nickname. I never had a nickname. I always stuck with my government, which I got lucky with a good one. But it was a gift, and I ran with it.
When did you guys decide you wanted to have a hip hop holiday?
So the hip hop holiday, we always wanted to involve Phoenix city government in the process of the Arizona Hip Hop Festival, giving it the ability to properly scale, be permitted properly, and have the green light from the city officials themselves. And in order to do that, we really had to get in bed with, the people at City Hall, with Phoenix PD, EMT, fire department, the people who issue the permits.
Right.
The holiday was just to have honestly, it came about with the involvement of the city officials. We knew that we wanted it because it was a celebration. The festival became like a holiday, and people started calling it a hip hop holiday. It was like Christmas for Arizona hip hop, or a birthday for Arizona hip hop, and it was towards the end of the year, right before holiday season. So it becoming a holiday was just a natural evolution of the festival itself. It kind of just created itself.
Was it a one-time thing, or is this an annual holiday that people celebrate in Arizona?
No, it's a city-recognized annual holiday that happens every 3rd Saturday of November.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's just like
that's just beautiful.
Like any other holiday, on the calendar. We have an official proclamation from City Hall, signed by Mayor Stanton.
What I've witnessed over the years, and I met you, I think it was your first year, or you were going into your second year of the Arizona Hip Hop Festival when I first met you, and I met you through Felix.
Bag of Tricks Cat.
Yeah, Bag of Tricks Cat. Shouts to him. When I met you, it was not at the scale it is now. And that being said, it takes a lot of hard work, a lot of hands involved. When I think of Respect the Underground and what it means to me here in Utah, how did you start Respect the Underground? Why start an independent company for local artists?
That's a great question. But first, I want to know what does Respect the Underground mean to Brooke? When you said that, you said it from a dope place.
So here in Salt Lake, we have a very, I'm comfortable saying disconnected music scene.
It's fractured.
Yeah, it's fractured. We come together on certain events. Maybe I don't know the full extent because I don't know everyone who does hip hop here. It's just not as cohesive. And when I learned about Felix, Bag of Tricks Cat, I came out to an event that you guys had, and I was just blown away by the community that you guys have built. There isn't, I mean, I'm sure there's drama, right, with everything, but what I saw from the outside looking into a community was, wow, here is a conglomerate of dope artists. They're all independent. They all want to be here. They're all working hard, and they have a vision in mind of just making music. And, you know, probably with that, if they can put in the work, make some money while they're at it. And for me, Respect the Underground meant community.
Indeed. So for the record, I mean, all hip-hop communities are fractured and disconnected without some form of leadership and or platform to bring them together.
Okay.
Like, you can't go to any city's hip-hop community, and if there are no OGs or pioneers, like, kind of like funneling it into a cohesive
Lane.
just, yeah, man, you need venues
Right.
that support the cause. They're with it. They're down for the cause. They believe in whatever city you're in's hip hop community. They have to believe in it first. And without venues, it's very difficult to maneuver. So until your question, back to it, why did we start Respect the Underground? Ultimately, the reason that I started Respect the Underground 10 years ago was because my rap career itself was coming to an end.
Okay. In what way?
I was just getting older.
Okay.
I was turning 30, and I no longer wanted to actively rap as my primary focus. And what happened was I would print up 500 CDs and bring a stack of Bobby Fresh t-shirts, and I would throw the CDs off stage. I'd throw the t-shirts off stage, and I was doing that to push the singles off of the upcoming album. I noticed that every single concert had 5 to 10 opening acts. And those opening acts all had 30 to 40 fans that bought tickets to see Exhibit or Cameron or Riff Raff or whoever the case
Right.
of the show may be. It could be on a Wednesday. We could be in San Diego. It could be a Friday in LA at the Roxy. It could be, I toured. I went all over the country pushing this project throughout the Southwest, California, and the Southwest. And I noticed a need, because what would happen is these fans would come out and they would cheer for whoever they came there to support, where they purchased the ticket from. And these tickets aren't cheap. We're talking a $40 ticket.
Right.
So that ticket, they would stay, support their friend, and then they would leave, and they wouldn't stick around for the headliner. They wouldn't wait for Exhibit or Cameron or whoever was up.
Interesting.
They were strictly there to support Cutthroat Logic or, Bag of Tricks Cat. Or, in fact, ironically, Bag of Tricks Cat and LJ were in a band, and I wrote them in my notes. I would take notes.
LJ Beats?
Yes.
Oh, shout out
I
to
would
him.
I would take notes of groups that I liked. And when I did I did a show with, it was Ghostface Killah and Styles from the Locks, I think. Yes, it might have been Chic Luch. No, I think it was Styles P and Ghostface Killah. And LJ Beats was the name that was on the roster. And I have a picture of that band praying. Little did I know, what would unfold.
Right. Later
Soon
down
after.
the road.
Yeah, I just got their contact, like, yo, let's rock. Never called them. Felix actually filled out the registration form for Respect the Underground, and I contacted him for one of our very first events. He was one of the golden children on the very first shows. But I saw a need. I saw myself transitioning out of being an active practitioner and performer and artist, and wanting to build a platform for Arizona to develop. I wanted to develop something consistent. I saw an opportunity to do what I have been doing for the last, better part of 15 years, and attempting to teach the acts that, I was.
The business motto, or
The
just
motto, just
business
teach 'em,
in
just-
general.
My goal was to just sell out local rap concerts without my band headlining.
Gotcha.
So the very first RTU event, January 12th, 2013, we headlined. Cutthroat headlined. We released a project, sold it out. True Cutthroat fashion, over 600 people, crushed it. I knew I would do that because I had my band to rely on. We were
Right.
the crutch. Then I came back and I called Blaze and I'm like, all right.
DJ John Blaze?
Mm-hmm. He was the first DJ I called because he was the only DJ putting out local mixtapes. Guy was a mixtape king before he ever met me. He put out thousands of mixtapes before he ever met me. But the thing is when we dropped the first Rtu Event, we released a mixtape with 2 songs from each of the performing acts.
Okay.
And drops in between, Underground Railroad Volume 1, January 12th, Joe's Grotto. Independent Underground Worldwide was the motto. So this mixtape was hosted like a mixtape, but it came free with your ticket. So for $10, you got a mixtape, you got a ticket to the show, so on and so forth. But I also reversed the business model, giving artists 80% of their ticket sales, and 20% went to the house.
Okay.
As an artist, I would get $2 a ticket on a $10 show. It was typically a 20-80 split.
Right.
But
So
I
you
reversed
flipped
it.
it.
I reversed it to an 80-20 split in favor of the artist. And then they also got the mixtape. So mixtapes were really well put together. They sounded great. The music was great. The lineup was great. Show sold out. We needed another headliner for the second event. We reached out to Trap House. God rest his soul. I love you, Trap. Trap headlined, and on March 23rd, 2013, we did 750 people at our second Respect the Underground event.
Wow.
Proving that the business model could be crossed over to other acts and Cutthroat not having to be the headliner.
Right.
And once we did that, it was like, oh shit.
You knew you were
onto
onto something. Yeah.
This is it. This is it. How can we do this as often as possible? So the first year, we hosted like 6 top-tier events. But by volume 4, we realized, because we had a database where you could go to respectunderground.com and register, and we had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of registered artists, but they were all brand new. All of them. Like, we had more artists that nobody had ever heard of versus the cool kids that were really good.
Right, the staple acts.
So we had to figure out, like, how do we create a platform to give people their first opportunity. Mm-hmm. And some of these acts were utterly terrible.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's
so
music, right?
Yeah, but with
you don't
local
jump out
music,
the gate with radio ready.
Now we had some claws against the chalkboard acts.
Okay.
That were like so bad they were entertaining.
Okay.
Like you were like,
like
holy
you
shit.
can't peel your eyes away, Trey.
Yeah, like we had a kid that took his shoes off and sat Indian style. And another guy that was cooking catfish on stage while he was rapping, Chef Nick. That's my homeboy. But like it was just very eclectic.
Okay.
And I'm not saying that Nick sucked by any means. Nick was actually really
It's
dope.
just different. You don't see people cooking on stage.
Yeah, it was just weird.
Like we
it
cook
was
beats
different.
on stage.
Everything was different. Like
Okay.
we had to be really open-minded. And we found out that like 80 to 90% of the artists that were registering were brand new.
Okay.
So we created Up Next Sundays. And Up Next Sundays was a $5 show on a Sunday, all ages. We had a full kitchen. Brunch was served. We throw the first Up Next Sunday, that's all ages, and boom, this motherfucker 500 plus on a Sunday. And we're just like, how is this possible? Like
Now, are you doing this nationwide at this point, or is this all just local to Arizona, Phoenix?
So at first we had no intent. We had every intention to go out of town. We didn't know how quickly it was going to happen. But by volume 5 of RTU, we flew out to Maui, Hawaii, and hosted volume 5 of On the Underground Railroad with Rappin' Forte from California.
Wow.
And my homeboy Andy Burkhart, or Andy Burkett, I'm sorry. Like, Andy is just a homie from the neighborhood, real successful businessman. He's also now currently managing Rappin' Forte. Salute to the West Coast OG. Like, homeboy was friends with Tupac. Like, I got to go.
Rappin' Forte is the shit.
Yeah. From
Hands down.
Arizona to California. He rapped about Arizona on a hit called Players Club in the late 90s that went platinum.
Was it about Jags?
No, it was
No,
just Players
I'm-
Club. It was
I'm
about the
being
Players
facetious.
Clubs all over the world. You know what I'm saying? Players Club.
Yeah.
It's an incredible record. But he told me stories about Tupac. And, like, Tupac is my spirit animal. Like, is Machiavelli forever in my world. But he that was the fourth edition of it. So we branched out virtually in our first year of business immediately. Just the universe blessed us. We throw this event in Maui, and right before we throw it, the owner is like, you can't charge at the door. Nobody's going to come. Nobody's going to drink. You can't charge for tickets. And I look at this old man, and I'm like, sir, we have thousands of dollars invested in this event. We are 100% going to charge at the door. You will have the best bar you've ever had in your life. Like, just let this happen. And if you don't, how much do you usually make on a Friday night? He's like, I do $2,000 at the bar. I'm like, all right, cool, we'll cover it. If you don't hit your goal, we'll cover the difference. This motherfucker did 12 grand at the bar, comes around the corner to us, literally gets down on his hands and knees and goes, what can I do to get you to move here and do this all the time? And I'm like, buy me a house, pay me 150 grand a year. You know, he's like, oh, I can't do that. And I'm like, well, cool, just enjoy your little 12 racks at the bar. You know, thank you for the opportunity.
Right.
We've never been back. We went back to Maui during the pandemic, and when my brother Preston threw a Maui hip hop festival on his property, private property, and shot that on for Roku, and it was really dope. So there is a market in every nook and cranny in the world because hip hop is universal.
Right.
And now we do have 12 chapters established worldwide.
To curating independent platforms for local artists.
Correct.
To now international radio.
Yeah, we get a lot of listeners overseas. We get a lot of listeners overseas. We have a lot of viewership on the Rtu Worldwide from overseas, which is really cool. Small towns really rock with it too. You know, I don't think I got out because I was too old to rap. I think I just saw a need for a leadership role to be sustained in the city, and I had enough respect from my tenure as an artist because we had accomplished enough.
Right.
Like, we did a lot of really cool stuff as a band. Gave us the ability to establish a platform because you have to have respect in your city to be able to shake and move with the streets, shake and move with
right.
MCs, DJs, you know, so on and so forth. So, you know, it's just about building the brand and developing it out. You know, I'm currently in a transition phase to where Blaze is going to be picking up more responsibility. We have a whole new slew of booking agents. Felix is full-time with HKS Studios. He and Brian run the best studio in Arizona, and that is the home of Icon Radio and RTU. So we do have the Mecca, the hub that will be looked back on and remembered as the building that developed a tremendous amount of sonic industry standard music, produced the biggest and best events, and was the #1 independent hip-hop station in the state for, you know, a very long period of time. And while we did all of that on our own blood, sweat, and tears and dime. So, we're proud of what we did.
What I'm hearing, though, is hard work, dedication, hard work, dedication, hard work. So when it comes to building such a brand like Respect the Underground, how does someone get involved?
Anyone can send me a text. Will I respond? Probably not, but try again tomorrow because I probably won't respond then either, but don't ever give up.
Right.
Like, that's the motto, because eventually someone is going to get back to you. And we're probably going to work with you because we're going to see that you hit us up like 12 times and you're really persistent and with the shits and want to get down. Because once you get in with us, you're kind of stuck with us until you do it moving. Because we're gonna definitely work with you and build that out. So, like, this young lady saved our Utah tour because I believe our venue either double booked or shut down last minute, and she sent us to Liquid Joe's. And we're ironically here tonight to go meet with Ed about a potential Utah hip hop festival that she will be curating, that she will be building out, that she will be investing in the Utah hip hop community. Will we be behind her? 150%. We will be behind it. We will be the platform. We will play the artist on our radio station. We will film it and broadcast it on our Roku channel. We have Imago Medical Spa as our presenting sponsor that we met with this week. And when we announce what they did to present this festival, we will break the internet and the world will lose their minds. And let's just say it's really big. It's a really big deal. It's huge.
Going back to events, let's talk about an event that's coming up. You have what is it headlined? Because it's on March 12th.
Legendary Night. We have Legendary Night in Tempe, Arizona at Club Aura. We have Legends of Hip Hop, Bone Thugs and Harmony, Multi-Platinum. One of the greatest, one of my favorite rap groups of all time. Like Crossroads from Bone Thugs, First of the Month, Mo Murder. Like, you're talking about some of the greatest double time snap records. Shout out to the land. that Midwest shit. You feel me? Then we got Twista out of Chicago, and then we got Twisted Insane. All of these gentlemen can rap faster than my ex-wife can talk. So that's pretty fast. Now, you got Merkham's out of Arizona as well, who is
sick.
Killing it.
Sick.
And his snap game, his chop game is bar none one of the best in the world. So you're going to have a full night of just semi-automatic assault rifles, fully automatic, fully automatic, fully autos, just 100-round clips. Like it's going to be an incredible evening of just fast rap, chop. Local support, we got 2 stages. We're at Aura and Tempe. Tempe's always popping. It's very limited availability. We've only got 700 tickets. So get your tickets in advance because it's going to be sold out and it's going to be an incredible event. We're excited about that. Shout out to Aura. Shout out to NPR. Shout out to Frankie from On the Spot. Shout out to everybody involved with that event. It's going to be beautiful.
With that in mind, with that caliber of headliner, when do you know when to pull in a headliner and how, without giving away all the secrets and all that?
The game is free. I don't mind. Obviously the game is to be sold, not told, but we're open source at RTU. So, as long as you're working with us, we have no problem sharing anything that we have. Resources, game, it's nothing. When do you decide to pull in the headliner? When the stars align. When the tours align, when the rates align, when the demand aligns, when the availability at the venue aligns. It's just an algorithm. And once you get into a flow, you're like, hey, let's book this. It's not, national tours are not our primary forte. Independent hip hop as possible. The Southwest Alliance call really puts me up on game on what's popping.
Every Tuesday, 6 o'clock Mountain Standard
records.
Time.
Yeah, all the DJs on that call. Shout out to Antonio and Blaze for putting that together. We got 50 DJs.
DJ K-Tone.
Nationwide. Yeah, K-Tone out of Denver. That's the call. That just consuming as much independent music as possible is really where my focus and energy are. Like the national shows, we'll do a couple here and there, but the focus of the Arizona Hip Hop Festival, the Phoenix Hip Hop Festival, Tempe Hip Hop Festival, the Utah Hip Hop Festival. Utah, it's probably going to be a music festival, to be completely honest. The scene out here is just so eclectic. I don't think we're going to close off any other genre from coming in, hip hop and music festival, maybe.
Absolutely.
We really do see a demand for, EDM, for live bands, for acoustic, for R&B.
Utah's popping.
Salt Lake, you low key popping. I got a lot of love for you, man. Other than the fact it's cold as shit. You're dope. Utah, I think I'll be back.
Let's talk about Roku TV. How did that happen?
We actually were in development for Roku in 2019, and we just didn't have the bandwidth to focus our energy on it and get it done. And when 2020 rolled around, we were planning on rolling it out. And then pandemic hit, events stopped, so what the fuck am I going to film? Focused our energy on radio to stay relevant and acclimate and pivot in the climate. And then we're like, why aren't we just filming this radio? Then we turned it into concerts and festivals, and we started filming, private concerts. There was nobody in the building, and airing them on Roku. So it started as a virtual concert platform, and then turned into what it is now, which is super dope. And we love it. It's absolutely incredible.
I feel like when I'm amongst your presence, you're so talented, but you just have this business mindset that it just tends to adjust to the temperature, whether you're in Utah and it's cold, whether you're in AZ, whether you're in Maui. What's behind the scenes that's happening that allows you to move in such that way? Do you have a team that you're using? Is this, delegation, or is this a one-man band and you're just, really knocking it out?
It's a team with delegation. I got a solid squad. We have multiple graphic design artists. Shout out to McNasty and Verse. VA, Verse, and McNasty really make us look clean and professional. My booking agent team is solid. That's DJ John Blaze, Sativa from the 411 show, DJ Awe from the Certified Savage show. We're a team when it comes to booking. We're a team when it comes to event curation and creative marketing and just all that. But when it comes to the vision and like the execution and like all that, I think that I'm just, as my wife would say, Kanye crazy. You know, I sit in the house, I write on the windows. All my windows are like littered with ideas and plans of execution and visions. The whiteboards are everywhere. My kids even have a whiteboard. Like my doors are written on. Like if I get an idea, I grab my dry erase marker and I write on whatever is within reach, and that might be a window, it might be a notepad, it might be my hand, but it'll go down. So yeah, I don't know, man. I love this. It's who I am. It's not something that I do. It's who I am, and I'll continue to hopefully be able to procure, another next wave of RTU professionals to pass the torch when I choose to step down and walk away and just kind of be an observer. I'll always be an observer. I'll always be a visionary. I'll always be an attendee and a supporter. I can't wait for the day I get to go to the Arizona Hip Hop Festival and just get drunk and smoke some weed and like watch it without worrying about a schedule or like any type of logistical aspect of the event. I just want to go and enjoy it, absorb it, and have fun. And one day we will. So, and that's going to come sooner than people expect.
Let's talk about walking away. You're going to be filming a video at the AZ Hip Hop Festival on May 7th.
Yeah, so May 7th, we're doing the Phoenix Hip Hop Fest at Monarch. We will be shooting the video for my farewell single, 24040 Club, featuring Brandon Michael. And, we're shooting the video. We're going to be releasing that single probably May 1st. We've got a few other tricks up our sleeve, or as Felix would say, tricks in the bag, that we're going to be rolling out. We've got some guerrilla marketing tactics. We may have an old record that's been recorded for about 4 or 5 years that may be being finally taken out of the vault and released. It's definitely going to stir up some controversy. I was hired to do a guest feature on a gentleman's project who he produced it. It's an original song. At the time, we may or may not have been feuding with a local conglomerate. This record may or may not be a diss record, and it is possibly coming out around the same time as 4040 Club. It is what it is. I was hired to do a job, and I do a good job when I'm hired and paid well. So, yeah, there's that.
But you skipped over it. So why farewell?
Because I'm done. I'm done making music. I love making music. I really do. And I'll probably always write. I'll probably always create melodies. I'll probably always, be an artist at heart. But, I'll be 42 on May 7th. So...
Oh, your birthday then.
Yeah, it's my birthday. It's my farewell. It's the video shoot. I just want to have everyone out that was a part of this 10-year process to, have a cameo in the video. I want to see you. And I want to put the mic down on my own terms and walk away from being an artist. And I thought that my release in 2018 was going to be my farewell album. But, we just, in the beginning of 2020, LJ was in the studio. He had a gentleman named Doc Hilton who was working in there. He had a piano medley. And he asked me to come in, and I gravitated towards it. I was like, yo, this is a great record. And I walked in and knocked out both verses in 10 minutes. It was effortless. And
when you know, you know.
Yeah, it was rad. And we sat on it because, obviously we had creative differences with Doc. And he eventually parted ways with the record and gifted it to me. And we'll give him full credit because it's his piano and it's his concept. He sang the hook. The hook is the Phil Collins remix. We brought Brandon Michael to fill in for Doc. But we sat on it through the pandemic because it just wasn't the right time to release. I'm not going to release a single during a pandemic and civil unrest, and we're out protesting. And the song is very personal and reflective. So it was just we waited, and now the record's done. And I think it's time to say goodbye. So it's a great farewell.
Prayers for Ukraine.
Prayers for Ukraine, yeah.
We're definitely we've been in a heightened state of mind since the pandemic hit, and it's just continually growing. Speaking of heightened state of mind, how do you stay grounded? How do you stay level? Because you do a lot, bro.
Oh, man.
How do you self-care?
I don't know if I stay level. God. I found God mostly in the pandemic. Well, he found me. But that and my children, that's it. That's all I'm really concerned about. So without that, when you lose your center, you lose yourself.
Right.
So I know a lot of people depend on me. So I suppose that, we'll see this through. But it's a process, man. And eventually you do have to take the time to, step down and step away. And I think that time for me is coming. It's close.
When it comes to the future, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, I'll have we're in current development phases with Drip, True Med Dispensaries. We're creating a lifestyle brand called Drip Luxury Lifestyle. I haven't even announced it yet, so I guess this is letting the cat out the bag. But we're going to be developing that brand with cannabis, events, hotel parties, pool parties, a music marijuana festival. So my energy will be in cannabis full time, as well as delegating what we're doing at RTU. But in 5 years, honestly, I want to be 5 years away from retirement, permanent retirement. Like, I want to sit on a beach with my shirt off and just play with my grandkids or my kids or whatever the case may be. Like, yeah, ultimately touch 10 M's and go sit down, figure something else out. I don't know how long I'd sit still, though. Like, it'd probably last about 2 weeks and I'd get bored and want to go start a nonprofit or something. But, yeah, 5 years from now, hopefully I'm a multi-millionaire doing what I want to make the world a better place with everything God's blessed me with.
We've talked about Respect the Underground Worldwide Radio. We've talked about Icon Radio. We've talked about Southwest Alliance. We've talked about the AZ Hip Hop Festival on May 7th. We've talked about the Legendary Night, March 12th at Aura on Mill Ave. Is there anything we left out?
Oh, man, you did a great job. Covered it all. Utah Hip Hop Fest coming soon. Utah Hip Hop and Music Festival coming soon. God willing, the stars will align. We'll find the right strategic partner for a venue. We'll find the right, people to be involved. We're looking for artists. I think that Utah is a thriving market and in desperate need of some structure. And, to curate that platform would be an honor. So let's work.
I ask every guest this. If you were me and you were asking the questions, what question would you ask yourself?
Oh, God. I don't know. You asked all, you were so thorough. I don't have any questions. You even got introspective and you were, allowed me to show my vulnerability. I don't think I have. I think you did a great job. I don't have any questions.
Morning Cup of Culture. We don't say goodbye. We build communities and make music. If y'all want to be a part of the conversation, you have a hot topic you want to talk about, hit me up, morningcupofculture@gmail.com.